Stop blaming yourself for blowing your budget every month. The real problem isn't your spending habits, it's the budgeting rule everyone keeps telling you to follow. For more than 2 decades, the 50-30-20 rule has been considered the gold standard of personal finance. Financial advisors, budgeting apps, and even best-selling books recommend it as the perfect way to manage your money. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The economy has changed dramatically since this rule became popular. Today, rising housing costs, healthcare expenses, student loan payments, and inflation have completely rewritten the math. So before you blame yourself for not sticking to the budget, let's see whether the budget itself is the real problem. For decades, the 50-30-20 rule has been the ultimate budgeting standard. But if you followed it and felt like a failure by day 12, the formula itself likely shatters under the pressure of your real-world expenses. For a modern paycheck, 34% of average income goes to housing alone. That leaves exactly 16% for everything else. Once you factor in groceries, utilities, and insurance, these mandatory needs breach that 50% boundary almost immediately. In many major metropolitan areas, rent by itself can consume 45 to 50% of take-home pay before you've purchased a single grocery item. When mandatory costs consistently exceed 50%, the budget's failure becomes a mathematical certainty. It is a calculation error built into an outdated template. Senator Elizabeth Warren proposed this rule in 2005 after researching why families were going broke. She identified rising fixed costs as the primary driver. So the 50% cap was designed as a specific corrective tool for that era. But the economy has shifted. This chart tracks rent costs against wage growth over the last 20 years. The relatively flat line shows wages, while the steep aggressive line shows rent entirely detaching from those earnings. That gap is compounded by the return of federal student loan payments and healthcare premiums that consistently outpace general inflation. The logic of the 50-30-20 rule is still sound, but the divergence between wages and rent makes the original ratios a poor fit for the modern earner. There is also a mechanical error hiding in most budgeting apps. Many users calculate their buckets based on their gross salary, rather than the actual take-home pay that hits their bank account. This comparison shows a $75,000 salary on the left and the $58,000 of net income on the right. If you build your budget off the wider pre-tax funnel, you have inflated your needs bucket by nearly 30%. Applying rigid percentages to pre-tax money makes mathematical failure likely before a single dollar is spent. To make the rule work again, you have to treat it as an elastic sliding scale that adapts to your specific reality. In this blueprint, the 20% for savings and debt is a concrete foundation. The other categories are springs that flex. A 65-15-20 split is a mathematically sound adaptation to your actual paycheck. To reset your system this week, pull your recent bank statements. Identify the exact after-tax number that cleared your account and tally up your real rent, utilities, and groceries based on receipts. Calculate that needs percentage. Even if it lands at 60 or 70%, accept it as your baseline without any guilt. Next, automatically carve out the 20% floor for savings and debt payoff, regardless of how high your needs percentage climbed. Whatever percentage remains is your true wants category for the month. Your personalized algorithm is now set. The core principle, spending less than you earn and investing the difference, is still the goal. By updating the math for a 2026 reality, you can stop budgeting with shame and start budgeting with data. The goal was never to fit your life into an outdated formula. The goal is to build a budget that fits your life. Because personal finance isn't about following perfect percentages. It's about creating a system that helps you spend less than you earn and consistently invest the difference. If today's video changed the way you think about budgeting, hit the like button, subscribe for more evidence-based money strategies, and share this with someone who's tired of feeling guilty every payday. Your budget shouldn't make you feel like a failure. It should help you build financial freedom.